Aquarius, welcome to your November 2025 message of the month ahead. If you would like to meet your own spirit guide and develop your own spirituality, head to the comments, kellylunt.com/free gifts, and I put together a meditation to help you with just that. And don't forget, guys, I go live here on YouTube, 11 a.m. Monday through Thursday with free mini reads, so come hang out. Okay, so Aquarius, for the theme of your month right now, you're going through a whirlwind of change, to be honest. Like a whirlwind of change. A whirlwind of change. And I think it's like a whirlwind of change, but like essentially not being so hard on yourself and not beating yourself up. I think right now you're a little confused and you lack direction. And you're not trusting your intuition, dude. Or dudette, whoever's listening to this. Yeah, you're straight up just not listening to your intuition. Because what's crossing it is like, this kind of tends to be the second chance card. And like, I think because you're like confused about other things in your life, you're not listening to your intuition about this second chance. And like, what the reason why that's coming up is because you got the Eight of Earth, and the Eight of Earth is the ultra lack of self-confidence, afraid to take action, afraid of taking the wrong action, the like, I feel trapped, like, how can my inspired action be to give this a second chance when, like, no, I'm stuck, no, I need to heal, no, like, I need to become a better person, this clearly can't be my action. So you generally have areas of your life from your past that you're confused about, that you're sorting through right now. And don't let that bleed over into something like good in your life right now, though. Whether that be, I do kind of think it was a love, because in the recent past card, like recent past, you got the Ace of Water, which is like the start of a new love. But it doesn't have to be a new love, okay? It very likely is because of this card. But it could be maybe you found a new hobby that you feel really passionate about. And you're like, no, I can't go and learn the piano more because I'm a piece of shit for this I did in the past, and I got to beat myself up about that more. And your inner guidance, your intuition is like, play the piano more, you know, because like getting sometimes, like when you're in a funk, right, and you're thinking about the things that made you get in the funk, there is value in that. But if all you do is look at that funk, you're not going to get like the outside of the box answer. You're not going to be able to look at the problem from the bird's eye view. You're not going to be able to look at the problem from this angle. So it's like good to evaluate and spend time there, but sometimes it's also good to like get out of that energy and like come in with a new energy. And I think that that's what this person was providing you, that this person, or maybe it could have been a hobby, okay, but I think the person was really providing you a lot of different ways to view something. I just think that the change was too fast for you. This is an interesting read, Aquarius. And it's kind of like you're like, no, you don't understand. I'm depressed. I can't be that happy. So you just kind of have this like internal war going on. What's the advice, Spirit? What's the advice? Oh, the advice is for you to recognize that you've actually come into your own and that you do know what you want. And it is kind of like, quite frankly, you don't want to think about the past anymore. It's kind of like, yeah, you got the Six of Air card. You're kind of like, you know, I am sorry for how things turned out in the past. I recognize some of them was the other person. Some of them I recognize it was me, but it was kind of like a, my bad. I wish I knew better then than I do now, but I've got to like pick up and move on. Like that's the advice. And what's coming up for this card? You've come into your own. You have to like update your self-image of yourself. You know, God, I read this book like 20 years ago. It was a psychology book talking about like the psychology of weight loss, and it was that most people who lose weight, They'll go through like, the year or two journey of losing weight, and then they'll be at the new weight, like 100 pounds lighter. But they're still in their head of like, oh, I'm still fat. I gotta track my calories. Oh my God, I can't go out to eat. Here's why. And they'll be at that 100-pound, like they've lost that weight, and they're already the new healthy person who defaults to hikes, who defaults to eating healthy, who just has a more active lifestyle. But it will take them 2 years to like step into the new them, which is that, oh yeah, I'm an active individual. Yeah, I prefer going out for hikes and doing something active. Um, it takes them 2 years to like catch up to speed to who they are today. So it's kind of like your advice is to like wake up. You're happier than you think you are. You're not in danger anymore. No one's trying to destroy you anymore. You're out of the bad times of your life, and you're on to the good. So that's your advice. Okay, in your recent past, I do think you had a new love, Aquarius. All right, come on. Wow, yeah. You know, you had a new love. I think you were blown away by like what a cooperative component they were and what a team player they were, and honestly, kind of like what a good fit into your life they were, and how willing they were willing to like rearrange to continue to be a good fit. But like you're like, that's what got you in your head about them. So believe it or not, it's nothing that they did, it's something that they said, it's nothing that you did or you said. It's that you're like, wait a second, this is the in your head card. This is too good. No, no, no. Why are they being such a team player? So them just being like a little kind sweetheart is what got you in your head. How's it going between them right now, Spirit? Oh, you guys you're in some sort of a change. I think there's a tiny bit of like a separation, to be honest. I don't fully understand. I don't see breakup cards. I just like after that, there's no more cards in the read that talk about a relationship progressing forward. So there's some sort of like a pause. I don't even want to say pause though. I think it's more of like a little mini separation. But whatever, like the separation is causing a positive change in both of your lives. I think it's really awakening both of you, more you since this is your read. Um, it's really awakening you to recognize that, wow, emotional fulfillment is actually like one of the most important things in life. That's arguably the most important. Like, crap, I should have gone for that first instead of all this success and accomplishment and achievement I went for. Um, that's interesting. What can you tell me about their new love? Oh, they're a hopeful, positive person. They felt the imbalance of the relationship too. Aw, they're sad right now. They were a very passionate individual. They're passionate about you. They're passionate about themselves. They're passionate about the relationship. They've got some money fears in their lives right now. They would love clear, honest, open communication with you. What does their lover want with them? They want to see you being confident. What does Aquarius want with their lover? You're the one that wants the standstill. You're like, hold on, too much of a good thing. Hold on, I can't accept a good thing. What's coming up for these two lovebirds? Oh, you're both gonna love each other still. I can tell you, of course, that person's still like, they're just gonna love you. They've just made the choice. I'm gonna love them. There's a little part of them that, like, if you were to try to reconcile this very second, they'd be like, hey, hold on. You just ended this. Hold on. But yeah, they're just choosing to love you, though. All right, that was an interesting little side quest of this read. Okay, in terms of this current moment, wow, well, you got the Ten of Fire card, which is like the overwhelmed card. But it's like the overwhelmed card that, like, yes, you have a lot going on in your life and you got a lot of moving pieces, but you're essentially not reaching out for enough help. You're trying to be little Miss Independent or little Mr. Independent. You're like, you've got a lot of moving pieces and you're not like outsourcing any of this. So that's like adding double extra to your stress right now. Oh man, it's like, yeah, you think that doing it all on your own is going to lead you to a lot of like satisfaction. And guys, I'll give you that. There's an element of that sense of achievement when you figure it out on your own. But like sometimes you got too much going on and you do have to outsource stuff, you know? And you're just thinking, but when I get through all this, I'm gonna feel so good having done it all myself. Uh, but like in reality, you're just gonna be like stressed and burned out. Oh, there's a little part of you too that's like a little afraid of like, no, I don't want to give up my peace. I don't want to give up my freedom. I don't want to give up this. Because it is sometimes when you allow people into your life, you do have to give something up, right? Worst case scenario, it's a transactional relationship. And you have to give some of your money to them, right? Um, so it is kind of like I don't want to give up what I've earned, so I'm just going to do all the work. But what you're giving up is your peace of mind and your sanity. And like, there's only, I talk about this. You have a mental body, an emotional body, and like the physical time. Even though you have like 18 hours in a day that you can be productive, some of that time needs to be spent resting, reflecting, cuddling. So you don't actually have, but you're like, no, but I technically have time on my calendar to be able to do more. But if you already spent all your mental energy, then like when you get back home, like if all your mental energy is spent at work, when you get back home, and you're like, oh, I should be cooking dinner for myself, but like your mental facilities are like burned out, so you're just like overwhelming yourself. So I think you're gonna like overwhelm yourself, work yourself up into a little tailspin, and have like a little bit of a mini crash, and then like in the near future though, you're gonna be like, you know what, I need to prioritize happiness. So you're just kind of like pushing something good away. You're at a place of overworking yourself a bit and overwhelming yourself. And it's almost as if you're going to work yourself up into your last little tizzy where you just recognize that like life is better enjoyed differently than like you doing it all alone and all on your own. Because in the near future, you got happiness. Oh, and you know what's like kind of preventing your love right now is that because you have so much going on, you're like, no, 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 I can't take on love right now because I have all this going on. So it could be where you're like, I wouldn't be a good partner. I got too much going on right now. That's not fair to them. But Aquarius, that's you taking their choice. That's their choice, right? And that's the point of having a life partner. Like, do you honestly expect yourself to always be so put together and always be the person being willing to like pour out and shell out love and gifts and affection and time? No, that's the point of life partner is that you guys are like always there for each other, weaving back and forth. And oh, I'm launching a new business. This person needs more. Hey, I'm really hell successful now. Hey, I want to go back to school. Okay, now we'll focus on you more. It's about going through life together with someone so that, like if you need help picking up a box, you got a person on the other side of the box. Um, Although I don't think you're going to receive that from this reading. Yeah, you're going to enter happiness and just know going into the future, what's preventing love is that you're like, no, I got to get my life together in order first. But like your life is never going to be in order because life is always about expanding, right? Once you like move and get settled in, now you need to explore the area. That's also contrast and something unsettling because then you'll use the same excuse. Oh, no, no, no. I don't want to date someone right now because I'm new to town. They would have to be the ones showing me out and about town. I wouldn't be able to I want to be able to show them places I like. And then once you like explore the town and figure out the places you like, it's going to be like, oh, well, now that I've done that, well, crap, I haven't gone traveling in a while and I haven't expanded my horizons in a while. I don't want to date someone and just be, the boring person at home with them. I want to make sure I'm going out living life to bring fresh stories back to the relationship. So I just hope you see that you can always keep telling yourself this story and always keep like holding out love. Okay, in terms of your personal power this month, well, personal power this month is like to return to your passion. To tune into your passion and like what lights you up. God, because then all I can tell you is that your soul is like screaming for love and family and friendship and love right now. But you're not listening to it. You're like, no, I need to get my ducks in a row first. No, I need to do these things first. No, I need to study for this exam first. No, I need to get this promotion first, and then I'll be a good partner, right? But it's like your soul is like literally screaming at you, like, no, love is what's going to take this mental load off your plate right now. Love is what's going to make it easier. Um, Man, what a little tug of war you got yourself in, Aquarius. Letting people in or getting good enough so that you then feel worthy to let people in. Like, eventually you're going to have to let people in. And like the healing's going to come, the feeling worthy is going to come from allowing yourself to receive from others. Okay. In terms of outside influences, I think this is like very specific about that person. I think that that person is like okay with just being a solid, stable point for you for a little while. I don't think they're gonna like sit around waiting. I don't think they're gonna wait forever. I don't think they're gonna sit around waiting. But I think they're like okay with just taking a step back and observing you from afar, and like observing, and like just being a steady base for you for a while. It's almost as if they want to watch you grow. Like they just want to be a part of your lives, man. What the fuck, Aquarius? I want someone like that in my life. I think the person was really getting a lot of enjoyment out of watching you grow, and to know that they were playing a tiny part in it, which is very gratifying to them, and they just loved watching you grow. And yeah, it just seems like all your outside influences right now are just really wanting you to like. They're just they have a they're holding like good thoughts and intentions for you to find that place of internal balance that they know that you really want. Um, and it's I think this goes back to that person. They're like, oh my god, they're almost there to start their next journey, and they're like, I want to be part of that next journey. They're like, this it's kind of like running a marathon. And what is a marathon? Just say it's 26 miles, and they're like, oh my god, this person's at mile 25 of the marathon, and I see how tired they are. Ooh, I can come in and support them and watch them, and I get to watch them grow. They're like, and that's cool. Once they finish the marathon, I see what's ahead for them, and that's a really cool ride. The fact that I could join in on the end of this chapter of their life and see this chapter wind up, that would be cool. I see what's ahead for them, and I want to be part of that. I think they really liked that. um, yeah, and they really liked watching you step into like your leadership energy, your more confident side of yourself. Okay, what does Aquarius need to hear about this little love interest? Oh, whoa. Uh, like the version of the relationship you had with them before is over. It's worth putting in effort and work and energy there. All that was needed was a little more balance. Um, and I think you're on the path of discovering what does that balance look like. Because it was like the relationship was good, but the relationship that you had is it's definitely over. But it's worth putting time, energy, and effort still towards it because you guys just need to find the balance. But God, Aquarius, you're in your head of like, I just wasn't good enough for them, or they were too annoying in this little way. But in reality, it's worth putting energy and effort in to find a balance. Um, what will the outcome be if you put in the energy and the effort? A lot of fun, positive momentum, action forward. The Empress, the person's very loving, very kind, very gracious. It will be a very heart-warming, expansive time of your life. It will be like living on cloud nine. Um, I think though, being blunt, Aquarius, it looks like you're being a little stingy with your money though. So I think that will always cause a little disappointment with the other person. God, it'd be such a heartwarming. What is the other person? If there's a cross watcher watching now, what do they need to hear about the person? Oh, the other person is supposed to hear that Aquarius is stepping into their leadership energy right now, but it's complete. Everyone's whole. Everyone's complete. Let me read it in order for the cross watcher. They're like in a no man's land right now, kind of going, "Oh, am I supposed to do on this journey without them?" But like you've hit a completion of your own, so you're whole, you're complete, you're more grounded because of them, and it's really that like the person is stepping into their leadership energy. There's not really not too much you can do until they step into their leadership energy. Okay, in terms of your hopes or fears, well, you're really hoping to get more emotionally stable and emotionally grounded. You just really want to be at a place of more balance. And so that's your hope. In terms of your outcome for this month, I think you're going to be like a little disappointed and a little lonely. Yeah, I kind of think you're not going to take any of the advice in this reading. You're just going to, as of right now, because keep in mind that like energy reads and tarot reads are like a Polaroid, they're an energy snapshot of the current moment. Just as of right now, if you don't change anything, you're just gonna like end the month a little disappointed. Like you're gonna like keep this path of like lone wolf, and you're not gonna have that sense of achievement that you thought you were gonna get by doing it on your own. You're gonna be like a little disappointed. You're gonna be looking back like just a little sad and disappointed the path you took. And I think you're gonna beat yourself up a little bit for not fully appreciating that relationship for everything it gave you. Well, Aquarius, sorry for the little bit of a well, I don't know if it's a bummer of a read. You're going through a lot. You're essentially on the journey of like being kinder and nicer to yourself. Wait, where's the? Oh my god, I pulled too many cards. I don't know. I hope the read helped, Aquarius. If you want to catch me live Monday through Thursday right here on YouTube at 11 a.m. Eastern Time.